Hello, hello, and welcome back to Shadow Space.
Ooh.
I'm joined by the wonderful players, Seth, played by Veneer,
Hello.
Barbara, played by Tristan,
Hi.
Torian, played by Jade,
Hello there.
Max, played by Atomic Squid,
Why are you gay?
and Hopper, played by Doodle. Doodle. Oh, I think Doodle's been pulled away right as I started. There's Doodle. And, real quick, I want to quickly show off some wonderful imagery we got. We got Barbra's artwork of their or model of their character made in Hero Forge. And Atomic Squid made in Hero Forge. Or, I should say Max made in Hero Forge. Yee.
I also made a version based off of your pixel art. Let me see if I can go find it.
Can
you hear me?
I can hear you, Doodle.
I can hear you.
There we are. Hold on. Image.
Words.
There we go.
Also, I reward the star points for the Hero Forges. Seth also has an extra star point for watching season 17 of Skibbity Toilet when I sent it. I already said that on stream. Sorry, Max has it, I mean.
Okay.
Sorry, my brain.
I was gonna say, why me?
I already said that on stream, but I was saying it again for the recording. Yes. So, it's been a couple weeks for all of us playing. Since this recording session, or since we had a recording session, so I'm gonna give a little bit of a recap of like where we are and how things are. So you have all been within the town of Bibble, or the city of Bibble, I should say, a metropolitan center located underneath a dome on the planet of Charian, which has a radioactive toxic atmosphere. This city has erupted into a civil war between a group of Splicer supremacists and cyborg supremacists, each of which insist the other group started the fight, and that the other group is the problem, and that the other group has given up their humanity. You have begun attempting to broker peace via bringing the ace-in-the-hole weapon the Splicers had, their EMP, over to the cyborgs and giving it to the cyborgs and saying that it was given to them, that the Splicers purposefully gave it to them as a show of peace. Which is a lie. And you've got convinced the cyborgs to attend a peace conference on a set time and day, and now you just need to convince the Splicers of the same thing. I'm gonna sip my drink. To re-describe the environment we're in a little bit better detail, because I always feel like that's the area I'm lacking, is describing locations. The entire city on the ground level consists primarily of 1 to 5 story buildings, and many buildings built up the sides of the dome. Towards the center of the dome, there are a number of buildings that start to get taller, reaching as high as 8, 9, and some of the tallest being 15-story buildings near the center. With many of the buildings near the middle clearly having construction going on their upper levels to make them taller. The city is primarily split from east to west. There's a large central road that runs through the city that runs from the northern metro entrance to the southern metro entrance. The metro's now being widely disused and not in service anymore, but people still use the tunnels to travel on foot if they don't have a ship to travel between the cities. With radioactive atmosphere and all that. But when the cities were built, they were built around the existence of these metros, and because of that, a large, almost like same thickness you'd expect from a highway road runs through the city, sort of cutting it in half. The cyborgs have primarily taken over the western half of the city, which is overall a actually smaller portion or half of the city, but they've successfully taken over the western half. And the splicers primarily control the eastern half. Now, there is wiggle room to that, but sometimes with one side pushing through and taking buildings on the other end side. But generally, the highway serves as the no man's land because it's a big stretch where you can easily be sniped and picked at. The battling gets more intense towards the center of the city where the buildings are taller and therefore there's better cover. And you can always hear the sounds of battle happening in the distance wherever you are in the city. Words. Generally, nobody lives within the first, 2 city blocks from the highway on either side, because that's where the fighting goes on heavily, and you mostly get people pushing in there for temporary operations attempting to go through and attack the other side. When you are on the cyborg half, there is large amounts, and you're closer to the front line, there's large amounts of dead splicers. Lynched hanging from walkways and catwalks between buildings, pinned to walls with rivets or nails, lying on the ground full of bullets or burned to a char. Many of them posed in a way to send a message. Sometimes having messages written in blood around them, saying things like, you're inhuman, give up, filthy animals and the like. When you go to the cyborg end, you get a similar scene. Cyborgs stripped of all but the most essential cybernetics of their bodies. For some, this simply means that they've had an arm or a leg removed or a small piece of their head, and they were locked in a cage that hangs a little further back. For some, this means that they're basically just a head with a spinal cord and artificial lungs, sitting on a pole, unable to do anything to communicate with the world and just watch what's happening around them. With very similar messages written on, poster boards and, well, not poster boards, but more like painted plywood and sheet metal. Messages of, you are inhuman, you've given up your humanity, turn in now and we can return your humanity, or surrender now and we can return your humanity to you. Things like that written out. So, wonderful situations. As we left off, on the Splicer side currently was, I believe, Seth, Hopper, and your friend, T-Dog. All were waiting on the Splicer side, while Barbra, Torian, and Max went to the Cyborg side. Am I correct?
Yes. We had already brokered a peace, or
right.
Peace deals.
Yeah, you've set up...
T-Dog, also T-Dog is Strampy's new name, and I believe Bubbles is Hopper's new name.
Yes, their code name while they're dressed as a bug. Because they're dressing as a bug to hide their identity, because the people of this city have learned that Hopper is an android, and androids are highly illegal by in the eyes of the Trade Council, or the Trade not Trade Council, the Trade.
Something.
What, I forget what the name was. But yes, the Trade, or maybe it was Council. I forget. I don't have my notes in front of me. You know what I mean. So, that's a state. Oh, and also, you've both learned that, or you have all more or less learned that both sides are being supplied by the gang known as the Pulsars, who are a drug-dealing, weapon-smuggling, criminal syndicate that believe in pure-blooded human superiority, generally. That's one of the big messages they usually push, is, pure-blooded humanity is the best thing. They're providing weapons to both sides of this war to benefit massively off of it. And Barbra's been asked out on a date by a man in a white cowboy spacesuit.
And because I want to make Veneer extremely jealous, I said yes.
Even though Veneer's character is not in this half of the city.
Seth. Sorry, I
Yeah.
meant Seth.
Even though Seth isn't
Wait,
on this
wait.
half of the city.
Yeah.
How
Barbara didn't think about that.
My brain being like, wait a minute, how the what?
Hmm?
Huh? Confused, man.
Mm, to re-describe how pulsars generally look, they all tend to wear very light blues, like zoot suits, looking like they were pulled straight out of the 1920s with fedoras and pinstripe suits, all wearing a pin that has a stylized depiction of a pulse star. But the man in white looks a little different. He is in a full-body, armor-padded, skin-tight, white spacesuit with a full-face visor made of a reflective gold glass. His suit is stylized to look like it has a trench coat on it, with the tail coming off around the waist area, like the trench coat tail base. And the top of the helmet is stylized to have a cowboy hat-like shape. So it's still the helmet of the spacesuit, but it has like the brim of a cowboy hat and the little divot on the top. And he has little metal things sticking out of the back of his shoes that would normally be what holds spurs, but there appears to be no spurs there. And his boots are also 2-inch heels to give him, with the heels on, the staggering height of 5'7". Meaning he's normally 5'5". And so, with that,
So did those extra 2 inches make him stagger? Because it is a staggering height. I'll shut up.
but I will let all of you pick, which group do we follow first? The group on the Splicer half or the group on the Cyborg half?
I would say the Splicer half, personally.
Yeah, Splicer.
2 votes Splicer, we have 3 more votes to come out.
Do cyborg. I do cyborg.
2 Splicer, 1 Cyborg. Torian and Max. Torian and Hopper, Which side of the city do we want to open up on? Hello?
You can do cyborg, it's fine.
Sorry about that.
2 votes Cyborg, 2 votes Splicer. You're the breaking vote, Torian. Which side of the city do we start on?
Let's go with Splicer.
Alright, so we open up on the Splicer half of the city, where Hopper, T-Dog, and Seth are hanging out. And so, the 3 of you are more or less just, like, waiting to hear back from your friends. You know? You are on the, you're deep in the Splicer territory so as to remain far from the front lines of the fight. And, Seth, you definitely get some, like, the occasional nasty look because you've been a little rowdy since you got here. But for the most part, people seem to not really even acknowledge you, just, like, looking over and being like, oh, there's another Splicer. So, you're all in sort of like a plaza area that looks like at one point there was a cafe set up here, but has now been turned into sort of a quartermastery area for the fighting going on. Where the nearby cafe, you can tell from the looking at the windows, is full of both food and weaponry and armor and stuff. But you're just sat at the air quotes outdoors seating area of it. I say air quotes because the whole city is domed. With the little like round tables with umbrellas over them. Oh yeah, and for a general vibe of what the whole city looks like, picture sort of a New York style city, but all the buildings are comprised of metals instead of concrete. And the metals all having subtle hues of blues and purples because it's all shadow steel. So yeah, if that gives an idea of what the city looks like. Is there anything that you 3 want to be discussing as we move in on your table?
Can't really think of anything at the moment.
How's Seth feeling about the fact that Hopper's back and okay?
He's happy that she's back, but he's been kind of on edge of a lot of the shit that's been going on.
Just stressed.
He's more angry of like these people just are dumb, like really stupid that that they don't want to listen. So he's been frustrated with that. He's happy that she's back, but he hasn't gotten the proper like mindset to really get excited about. It's more so that he is extremely frustrated with this whole thing.
So
Absolutely fucking frustrated and wants these guys fucking dead.
I imagine you're sort of sat there with your big clawed fingers, just like that thing where you like tap your fingers in a line as you're like sat at the table frustrated, one of your claws sort of scratching the table a little bit, leaving a big indent into it.
Yeah, I imagine he's like clawing on it as you hear that consistent of just a tap of clanking sound from his like large ass fucking claws.
So things seem pretty tense here, T-Dog says. Which to re-describe T-Dog visually, because there's not sprite art of him here, he is like, how tall did I make him again? Was he 7 or 8 foot? I think
like close, like above 7.
Yeah, he was like a little taller, between 7 and 8 foot tall, man. The best way I can describe his face as the masks from Planet of the Apes, but without the ape lips. So like a lot of hair that grows in onto his cheeks and like close to his face, but he's got a normal human mouth. And his hair / fur is silvery white and covers much of his body. He's very buff in his build, with slightly longer than average arms and slightly shorter than average legs, with the majority of his height coming from his torso. And he wears a full-body jumpsuit that is black with gold trim, contrasting the silvery white color of his fur. But yeah, he's like pretty tense here.
It is.
I hope the others are gonna get back okay.
They should be fine.
And then you see, was it, did we call him Dr. Keith or Dr. Kenneth? What was it? It was Keith.
Dr. Keith.
You see
Dr. Keith, I believe.
Dr. Keith approaching with his armed guards, which to re-describe Dr. Keith, he has literal like pitch black, dark has like shadow skin, that his eyes and teeth sort of like show very brightly through because they're clean white teeth, and the white of his eyes show well, and he's wearing a white lab coat and white button-up shirt and white jeans. He's approaching with a group of about like 6 armed splicers. I'm afraid the 3 of you are going to need to come with me.
Oh, is there some trouble? Is there some trouble?
Actually, no, he wouldn't say the 3 of you. He would just look at Seth and say, I'm afraid you are going to need to come with me, because he doesn't really know T-Dog and Bubbles.
Yeah, I was gonna sit there like, huh?
He's like, I'm afraid you need to come with me, Seth.
Why?
He pulls out a small device. Our EMP device has been deactivated. It seems as though your friends turned their back on the deal we had.
Fuck.
Now, I hold no malice to you as a fellow splicer, but I can't be safe knowing how much of a connection you have to the plans your friends had. So, I'm going to give you 2 options. You can return to the prison cell you were in a few cycles ago, or you can leave this city and we will escort you to the northern metro. I would say you could go to the cyborg side, but you would most assuredly be killed by them. That is why we are offering the protective escort to your exit from our city. Or to your exodus from our city.
I can't really leave my friends behind. So I guess All right, take me to the cell.
Very well. We will be keeping you there until we can know exactly exactly what it is that your allies have been up to. And if we find that there is no reason to keep holding you, you'll be free to go. But for now, we need to be sure you aren't going to sabotage anything on our end.
All right. Fine.
And with that, they start to lead you. And Keith looks at T-Dog and then looks at you, Hopper, and he sort of looks at you for a long moment. And then he nods to the two of you. You two have a nice day, and walks away. Ah, yeesh. I can't believe that was the guy we were reaching out to get help from. Or we were hoping to reach out to get help from.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But, what do we do now?
I guess wait for the others to return?
What can we do besides wait? We don't want to just sit here and become suspicious, you know?
I mean, there are plenty of people here who are just sitting here and not partaking in the fight. But I guess I see what you mean. I'd say we could try and go back through the vents and poke around, but I've gotten a little bit bigger since my transformation. I don't think I'd fit in them anymore.
Yeah, you're not as squishy either. Poke, 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 poke.
Even though he was like 8 foot tall before. But he's like bulkier now.
Yeah.
He's like, you're still pretty small. Maybe you could go in the vents and check on the others, but I mean, I'm sure they'll be coming back. Do you think the bomb got disarmed because they were caught?
I hope not.
They had talked about giving the bomb to them. So hopefully the cyborgs received it well. And so another question is, are you gonna try and continue to sit on the sidelines, or are you gonna go to the other side?
Okay. I really want to make sure they're okay. So, can you just nonchalantly show me the vent that you took?
Alright, so he'll take you to an area where you can get in the vents. Meanwhile, Seth, do you go fully to the prison without issue?
Yes, he's as much as he's really pissing himself back right now. He is actually being cooperative. He's
Alright.
not trying to fight with this, but he is itching. It's like there's like a voice in his head telling him, "You should kill that guy." But part of him's like, "I'm not doing it."
Yeah, because you're in an area where if you kill this guy, everyone here will turn on you.
Yeah, so he's having like, there's moments while he's walking, it's kind of like a little bit like twitched. There's like twitches, and his fingers kind of like curl a bit. Like he's having like a bit of like control issues.
Yeah.
Right now.
Dr. Keith will have stepped away after a bit while the others continue to lead you. Like, he steps away as you guys get a little further along, and you're just led along by the guards still.
Yes.
And with that, we're going to cut to the other side. It's Barbra, Max, and Torian, and you all saw Barbra ask that man out on a date. or get asked out.
He
Sorry.
asked me out. I will
Perks.
have you know.
That man asked her out, and Barbra accepted. My bad. And you sort of walk out. Are you any of you gonna discuss that fact? And or do you all remember the conversation that was held in the room?
Vaguely enough to
Not
remember that.
super well.
I'm trying to disrupt the peace.
Can I
sequence.
retcon something and just before I leave the room, just go if Seth asks for me, tell him I'm on a date with somebody, and then I just kind of flip my hair over my shoulder.
And you're gonna walk away from the others. So, to recap what was said in the room, you guys met with the leader of the cyborgs and brokered or convinced them to try and take a peace deal and meet in the center of the city at a set time and date. Now you need to convince the splicers to also show up to that peace deal. And while you were setting up this peace deal, the pulsars showed up to deliver some weaponry. And the man in white gave his gun to the leader of the cyborgs, asking for an upgrade as part of payment. And the leader of the cyborgs is a cyborg called Arachnus, who from the waist up has a wrinkly old woman body, where and isn't really wearing anything to cover it, but on the top of her head, from like just below the eyes and ears up, has like a big helmet thing with a million little camera eyes on it, and is wired to the ceiling of the room she's in. And from the waist down is a big ball completely covered in robotic limbs that she like crawls around the room she's in with. But you know, so that's the leader of the cyborgs you've met now. And you all walk out of the so you all walk out of that meeting room after having had the talk you had. And so what does everybody plan to do?
Well,
Have a good evening.
yeah, we're just gonna wait for Barbara to finish up doing what Barbara is doing. We're not gonna really interrupt because we already have this thing kind of going.
Do you not want to try and go over to the splicer side and start setting up negotiations over on that end without Barbara? Or are you just gonna hang out here until Barbara's ready to go?
We're basically waiting until Barbara's ready to go.
Yeah.
Let the others kind of handle the splicer situation.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, you all start to walk around, and you've not spent a lot of time on the cyborg half, and I described in detail what it looks like. Both halves, the further you get from the front line and the more towards the leader's building you get, the less you see the, massacred and mangled bodies of the opposite side, and the more it feels like you've just entered a normal city with the sounds of distant fighting flaring up on occasion. Like, on occasion, you could be mistaken for thinking you're just in a normal operational city until you see something like a shop that's been converted into a bunkhouse, or a building that's been turned into a weapons storage depot and stuff. So, as you all begin to walk, alright, so you guys go to walk around, find somewhere to chill, and I guess we'll go and look at Barbara's date. So, you had agreed to have dinner with him. You step aside for a little bit of time and get yourself cleaned up, fix your hair, make sure you look good for it. Are you gonna go or just?
Do I have time for a shower?
I'd say yes.
And can I roll for how I smell?
Sure, I guess we're rolling for stench.
Yes.
You chose this. Alright, so I'm gonna roll, I do a normal 5d6
No, I'm rolling for if I have time for a shower.
Oh no, you just have time for a shower, I'm gonna say. So, are you just gonna
I'll take a shower?
Are you just gonna go in your pink jumpsuit?
Why not? Since I brought it up.
To, take a piss. In the shower.
Yeah. Maybe take a huge shit.
In the shower.
Yeah.
Waffle stomp it down the drain. Do you want to... Are you just gonna go in your pink jumpsuit, or are you gonna go buy something?
I'm gonna go in my pink jumpsuit.
Alright. So, after a bit, you start to, you arrive at the location, which you can see is, like... What do we want to name the fancy restaurant? Come up with a name for a fancy restaurant, everyone. I'll let you all name it.
Greg's Crab Shack.
I hate the first thing that came in my mind is something about Limp Bizkit. I'm like, that's a band.
Limp Biscuits.
Limbisky.
Limp Bizkit?
Limbisky. Limbisky's Crab Shack.
The Big Iron Diner.
The big.
That one's a good one.
I think I like Limbisky's Crab Shack. Who's the one who said Limbisky?
I said Limp Bizkit.
And who made it
Yeah, and
Limbisky?
I kind of built off of that.
All right.
Yeah, we built up a bit.
I'm gonna give the two of you and Greg star points, and I'm gonna give Doodle a star point for giving a suggestion, even if I didn't take it.
You can use
Wait.
that for a different place.
So if it's like a crab place, but also a kind of Italian place, does that mean they have unlimited cheesy biscuits, and breadsticks?
Oh, is this like a Red Lobster
Crab
situation?
cake.
It's like Olive Garden meets Red Lobster.
It's the best of both worlds.
Limbiskay, when you're here, you're not family. I don't know. Anyway. Why did it not say? Hang on, I'm trying to update the UI with the star points on it.
Limbiskies. Wow, you must be hungry.
Come on, why is it not saving? There we go, now it updated. Just took a second. So as you show up and he's like already there.
And I still have my glasses on, right?
Of course.
Of course.
He's like already there at one of the outdoor seating tables.
Ooh la la. Fancy.
It's pretty has you sit down, he's already got food in front of him and a plate for you. And there's a lobster on the middle of the table. In the middle of the table, there's a lobster about the size of a turkey. And in front of him, there's a lobster about half the size of a normal lobster. And on your end of the seat, where your empty seat is, there's another small lobster and a bowl of lettuce. And there's also a wine bottle at the table with 2 cups.
Not salad, just lettuce.
Yeah, it's
Salad.
not even a salad.
Sorry, I meant salad. And there's a bowl of
I know.
breadsticks.
Also, I was going to order a salad, but I'm a little offended that he ordered it for me.
If there be a
Well,
Caesar
he got you
salad,
lobster
Christ.
and salad.
Oh, that's nice.
It's an
on
Augustus salad.
On my yeah, I'll make it work. Instead of I switch my mechanical hand switches to like
A
the
fork?
that instrument you use to break the shell of a lobster. You know the one I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
I'll allow it.
crab.
So, I will allow your robotic arm to have any comedic useless tool you want. Tweezers, like the crab claw cracker or nut crackers, anything that is like generic and silly is just packed in it automatically to go with your jack of all trades skill.
But I'm not allowed to use it as like a fight thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or you can use it for flavor, but it won't provide any skill buff. So
Okay.
like you
Alright,
can
that's
use
fair.
the nutcracker in a fight to grab somebody's sack and crush their balls, but it'll be treated the same as a punch mechanically.
So you could straight up equalizer somebody with your corkscrew, but it would still be a punch.
Or treated the same stat-wise as one of your swords, depending on what it is we have you pull out. Just for the fun flavor of it.
Okay.
But as you go and sit down, you say like, "Ooh la la." He's, you can see he's been sort of cracking and pulling the meat out of his crab, but not eating any of it yet. He's like, as he sat, or do you say anything further as you sit down? Sorry, I'm getting.
Oh, you got us wine.
The,
What a
peop-
gentleman.
the people of this city owe the Pulsars a lot of money. So, it's very easy, as he cracks another piece of shell, to get a lot of food. Or a lot of good food while I'm here. And then he reaches up and he sort of puts his hand on the domed part of his mask and he like hits some buttons on the side and takes the glass part off and you see his face underneath. As he's got a short pointed little beard on his chin and a mustache that it connects to it, making a little goatee with a slight curl to it.
Oh.
And he's got...
Just
What was that?
So just straight up Satan.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna make the joke saying Mihawk.
Who?
I put him from Powerpuff Girls.
It's a goatee. It fully wraps around the mouth.
So more like an evil vizier.
Yeah, and it's blonde. It's all blonde hair, and you can see a little bit of his blonde hair, like, at the top of the helmet, at the sides, but, like, most of it's still in the helmet because it's tight around his head. And he starts to eat the crab, and he's like, you know, it's interesting. Even in a place being torn apart by war, a few of the businesses, he points over to the restaurant, can still stay open as if nothing's going on.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm trying to flag down a garçon because I want him to open the wine bottle and sniff the cork for me. Even though I have a perfectly good bottle opener attachment.
You get a cyborg gourmand over and like, oh, can you open this up? You know, you ask him, and he like, he holds his finger up over it, and it folds open, and there's a hole in his finger, and he completely puts the finger over the top of the bottle, and then pulls back, and the cork comes out with his finger. Like he had a cork opener built into his cyborg hand. You know. Words. But yeah, the man in white, as he continues to eat, he's just like, I guess that's capitalism. The machine always marches on. Am I right?
Yeah. Machines, yeah.
The cyborg Garmond walks away, and the man in white, he continues eating the lobster. And do you begin eating?
I start pouring the wine into my glass. But I like keep the bottle on my side of the table.
You know, I couldn't help but overhear the conversation you were having with the leader of this fine group of people.
Are you talking about the leader of the cyborgs?
Yeah, the peace discussion.
Well, yeah, I assume you're I mean, you were in the same room, so I assume you heard it. Yeah.
So I'm just showing that image on screen. That is delightful.
I'm a little shocked you got it that accurate, to be honest.
Yeah, using Hero Forge, that's impressive. Yeah, I mean, Hero Forge is great. But the moment you move out of classic D&D characters, you have a hard time.
That's fair. Yeah, I think once I found the proportions tools for the body, it came together.
I can't do Seth on there; it would be too impossible.
That looks wonderful. But yeah, the man in white, he's like eating all the lobster that he pulled out, or all the lobster meat he'd pulled out before you showed up. And he's just like, words. Yeah, he mentioned how. Sorry, I got thrown off where we were in the conversation.
I'm reading my traits, and it says that my metabolism is optimized, so can I, like, detect any, like,
Oh, your metabolism being optimized means that you don't have to eat very much. That's
so
what that is.
I can't, like, tell if I'm, like, being poisoned or roofied or anything.
Yeah, no. Oh, poisons will have a harder time working on you. And this meal will, like, be able to hold you over for, like, a week.
Okay.
You know, you don't need to
Because
eat
yeah,
a
I'm gonna
whole
go. I'm telling you right now, I'm going all hog in.
lot. You're fucking the lobster? Oh.
No, I don't know. Maybe if the lobster, you know,
Anyway.
Hello?
if the lobster wins me over, we'll see. The night is young.
I've been banned
No.
from 13 red lobsters because I keep fucking the lobsters.
I will go with you anywhere.
I love the screech from Ben. Woo. But yeah. He mentioned that he couldn't
Yes.
help but overhear the conversation y'all were having. He's like, you know, this whole venture has been very profitable for my employers.
Who?
Don't play coy. You saw what we were here for. We're selling weapons.
Do they serve koi too?
He looks at you for a long moment, and he leans forward, smiling. I wonder how many people playing dumb like this works on. But I can see through it. You're smarter than you're leading on. Leaning into that whole blonde stereotype to help you seem more unassuming. But I can tell you're strong. That you're fierce. And I can tell you've decided you want to help the fine folk of this city get over the issue they're in.
Well, what kind of person would I be? What kind of fellow cyborg would I be if I didn't try to help as many people as possible? After all, don't we all just want to get along?
You know, only reason I'm on this asshole of a planet is because the Pulsars, my employers, sent me here to pick up an asset for them. See, as it turns out, there's an android. Very rare and valuable kind of robot on this here planet. It was spotted with a group of people by a couple of our men. A large robot looking similar to a certain amphibious species, and a woman in pink. Now, last I heard, the android had been acquired and was being brought to a pickup location. Of course, when I showed up, she was getting away. Now I can't help but wonder what your connection is to that android.
I'm sorry, which android?
The one that looks like a young woman.
Oh yeah, that was a friend of mine. Yeah, but I haven't seen her in a while. Why? You know what happened to her?
I'm
worried sick about her.
We're gonna do a
you...
bluff check. Do you have any skills that would benefit this?
That's true. I'm practically lactating with it.
Got
wait, do I?
charmed. I'm practically lactating with it. What the fuck?
Well, I've got attractive. I technically don't have anything like charm or charisma in my list of stuff.
Alright. So I'm gonna call this a level 3 challenge. Do you want to spend star points on it?
Yes, I will spend one.
By default, you're rolling 5 dice.
Okay.
So you're gonna buy 1 extra die?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm not gonna tell you the results of the roll. You got 2 successes. Do you want to spend 2 star points on buying another die?
Yes.
All right. Dum bum 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 bum. Let's roll.
Bum bum.
That brought you to 3 successes. So you're saying this to him. He sort of looks at you for. I'm sorry. I just need to share the chat. I just need to share the chat again.
That was for me, and I appreciate it.
Delightful. But so as you as you haven't seen her in a while, he sits there and he sort of eats his food and looks at you for a moment. He's just like, No, I'm gonna warn you right now, lass. You're strong, but you ain't strong enough to take on the entire organization of the Pulsars. They could give some of the megacorps a run for their money in terms of reach and power. Which is why I highly advise you to hightail it out of this city as soon as you can, and not keep yourself involved in what's happening here. Because I'd hate to have to shoot you.
Wait, what's your interest in the Pulsars? I mean, in this conflict anyways.
My interest in this
Also, this isn't a very romantic date.
I figured a woman like yourself would appreciate talking business over a meal.
What?
You seem
Why?
like the mercenary type. I'm assuming you're a scout, or do you work for one of the corps?
Honestly, I'm kind of between jobs right now.
Technically, you're part of the scout corps.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean, how long? I'm fucking rich.
Fair.
Anyways, I try to keep my personal life and my dating life kind of personal, especially while I'm eating. So
At this moment, Hopper, you've been crawling through the vents, trying to see your friends under the cyborg city, and you look up and you see Barbra having dinner with the man who was trying to capture you.
you also see Barbara doing the fatal attraction leg crossing thing, but since I'm wearing a jumpsuit, it's not nearly as effective.
You're so silly.
Hopper's. Sorry, guys.
Hopper's just confused, like, what? Barbara, what the heck?
Well, my interest in the city is purely business. My interest in the Pulsars, similarly, is purely business. I'm a freelance mercenary. I don't associate with the Scouts because I ain't a big fan of the limitations that they put on my work. But the Pulsars, they pay good for a man like me. See, my primary job, 90% of the time, is killing. But I just so happen to have been sent here on an escort job that's gone pretty far south. And so, I'm stuck here until I get further updates on the situation. Doing other odd jobs for that freak in the gas mask.
Tila.
Well,
I don't. No, she's saying it to herself.
I didn't hear what it was because your whisper made it cut out.
Like, is he alive? Last time I saw, he was still alive. I'm confused.
Oh, I heard some guy in a gas mask died.
I can't tell you how many of his bodies I've had to recover in the past. Real freak of nature, that fella.
But bodies?
I've said too much. I should stop talking about him lest he get a little angry with me. Me and him are part of the same freelancer group, actually.
Oh. Well, I mean, well. So you're both freelancers. That sounds interesting.
It gets the bills paid.
So you say you get paid a lot, huh?
Yeah. Why?
Oh.
You interested in joining?
Well, no, I just wanted to, I just wanted to make sure I knew who was paying the bill.
He chuckles at that.
Barbara doesn't chuckle. She's not kidding.
Well, like I said, I just wanted to give you a heads up. That peace conference you're setting up, I wouldn't be an attendee if I were you.
Oh, why do you say that? Is it because of the pulsars?
He looks at you, just like giving a very knowing smirk. Like, you know, he clearly understands, like, he gets the vibe that you know more than you're letting on. You know?
Despite my successful bluff check?
Oh yeah, he knows you don't know anything about Hopper. But your general act of ignorance he can see through.
I love the bluffs that, like, you know, he's like, I want to go there. I mean, I will kill you. I won't. And yet the persistence of like, oh yeah, why? Why is that?
You know, I might not be able to show up if maybe I had a reason not to go there.
I think you got reason enough. You have no reason to be tied up with these folks. And this ain't a cause worth dying over.
Well,
trust me.
That's okay.
I'm on the side of the killing in this cause.
Well, I have no plans on dying, sir.
He at that moment, like, brings his fist down and slams it hard on the table, right on the giant lobster in the middle, cracking open its claw with his bare hand. Or his gloved hand.
Oh, okay.
His mutated bear hand!
He's got bear claws.
I love those things. They're such good donuts.
Bear.
But yeah. Hopper stares at scene in no clip angle. That's Doodle just typed that in the chat. But yeah, he then takes out a big piece of the meat and starts to eat it.
With his hands? Fucking gross.
You know,
Barbara says as she cracks another lobster claw with her robotic hand.
You know, I just realized I'm being awfully rude. I haven't given you my name.
Yeah, yeah, among other things, but yeah.
Gregory Steele.
I can't believe Greg is in here again. Shit.
Hey.
Greg, hello.
Gregory Steele is his name.
Oh,
Gregory.
I was looking for Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins. Oh no.
Okay, we got to flip to see if it stays as Gregory Steele or becomes Johnny Sins now.
I'm not gonna call him Johnny Sins because that's the name of an actual porn actor.
Yeah, but you could spell it differently.
We're not gonna just name him after Johnny Sins, the porn actor.
He's already Gregory Steele.
He's Johnny Steele. We'll go with that.
I just learned Gregory. Okay, fine. Johnny.
He's Johnny Sins' distant cousin.
With a different last name. So Johnny Steele. We'll name him John. Or would you rather he be Johnny Steele or Gregory Sins? I'll let y'all pick.
I like Gregory Sins.
Oh no! Look at the damage you're doing, though.
All right,
All
name
right.
his name is Gregory Sins.
Oh,
All right, Gregory.
Hmm.
alrighty. So that's a thing now.
So yeah, Barbara's not having a very good time, except for all the food that she's eating.
Gregory J. Steelsons. Veneer just typed that. That's a star point, and that's his name.
Steel is his code name.
Nielsen's.
Gregory J. Steelsons. That's such a good sounding name, genuinely.
Who texts me?
It has to be that spelling of steel. My
Stealsins.
He's
Steel-
still.
Steelson.
I love
Steel Sons. I like Sin. I like it being spelled Sins.
All right.
No, I'm gonna say it's the Steel. So yeah, Gregory Steelsons. Yes, I'm Gregory Steelsons. And you
Really?
are?
How do you spell that?
He'll spell it for you. And then he asks, "What's your name?"
Barbara.
Betty White.
Also, it's no offense, Gregory, but the fact that you're asking me this now, bit of a red flag. It's not looking good for you, but you've agreed to pay for the food, so you know, that's 1 point in your favor.
He continues to eat the lobster. He's like, "I only took you here to warn you of the danger you're walking into.
Oh,
I'd
is that
hate-
all? I
I'd
mean,
hate
you
to
could
have
have
to
just
kill a
warned me.
I'd hate to have to
I'm
kill
sorry,
a pretty
what?
young lady like yourself."
Oh, don't worry. I'm not just a pretty face. I say as I absolutely eviscerate the spine of the bigger lobster.
Fine.
You see, you never asked me about my job. Another point against you. I kill monsters.
monster shits.
Jesus. Man, the I kill monster. I like to think you said that I kill monsters and then cracked the lobster in your hand.
Yes, never breaking eye contact, and my smile kind of fading. You know, I never did find out who took my friend. I would hate to be the person who is responsible.
Now, I hope you understand. It's all just business.
Business.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck about those rules the Trade Council made about robots are and aren't allowed. Those witch hunts for those freaks with the cosmic powers. I don't care about all that interpersonal conflict between those corps. As far as I'm concerned, all those big wigs in charge can die and burn in whatever exists closest to hell. I'm just out here trying to survive.
Well, then maybe you chose the wrong line of work, Gregory.
He spends a long moment sort of just like staring you down. He's like, I gave you my warning. He stands up and he grabs the wine bottle and takes a big swig of it and puts it back down. It's your choice whether or not you heed it. And he puts the mask back on and starts to walk away. And then, Hopper, I'm gonna need a stealth check from you.
Wait, can I roll to stop him because he hasn't paid paid for the check yet?
We could do that. Alright, you grab his arm and stop him and he turns, and that's when Hopper needs to do a stealth check. Do you have anything that would benefit a stealth check, Hopper?
I'm going to check. Give me a hot second.
Hopper has doodle effects.
For stealth, no. I can only quantum pin myself inside this vent.
Mhm.
Who the fuck? It's my father.
Father White is calling you.
No.
Alright, so, staying hidden, you're going to roll with an advantage die, and you need 3 successes.
Okay.
Do you want to spend any star points?
I don't know how many I have.
You have 6. Right now you're rolling 6 dice, 3 of them need to succeed, and 1 of them can't crit fail.
I'll spend 1.
Alright. You got 4 successes. If you had failed, he would have seen you in the vent. So he
Bug! Shoots the vent.
He's afraid of bugs.
luckily he does not see you as Robert grabs him, and he sort of like grills you as you grab his arm. The reflective as you look at the reflective helmet, you see yourself in his face.
You see yourself in fishbowl sense style.
I wink at my own reflection. I go, oh waiter, the nice man here agreed to pay.
The tab's already covered. It's why the food was here before you showed up. He shakes his arm free and walks away.
I give his wrist a bit of a squeeze that's just a little too hard with my robotic hand.
It's the bitch squeeze. That's what it is.
So he leaves. Are you ready to head back to the other side with your friends now? After eating the giant lobster?
I take the giant lobster and I sling it over my shoulder, and then I grab the wine bottle.
You're walking with a absolutely
like,
massive lobster.
That was a terrible date. I forgot to tell Seth that I forgot to make him jealous.
Why are you trying to make Seth jealous?
Who said that?
Don't be so loud.
Oh no.
Just keep
Not
walking.
again.
No, Barbra.
Get out
it's
of my
me.
head.
Barbara's me. Barbara's
That's what
me.
they all say.
Alright,
It's Hopper.
star point for this for that Barbara.
What?
It's Hopper. Just keep walking casually. I'm in the vent below you.
Roll for walking casually.
You know, I'll roll, and if you crit fail, you trip and fall. Oh my god.
What?
Oh my, you got 2 1s and a 10. Oh, you normal failed. You didn't crit fail. You got 0 successes. You almost crit failed, but the 10 saved you. That was hilarious.
So I walk like I've got shit in my pants. Not the regular confident hip swing strut that I usually walk with.
He would basically walk like Master Chief from Halo Combat Evolved.
Yeah.
So funny. So what are you guys gonna talk about as you walk?
Okay, so that's the guy that basically was trying to shoot Trampy as well.
Oh, I say, trying to look as calm as possible. Is he now?
Yeah, he's involved of trying to. I guess I was. Words. I guess he was supposed to pick me up after I was sedated and everything, but Trampy was there in time to rescue me. But that's when he appeared, and basically I got chased up the mountain. But also, why are you trying to make Seth jealous? With the
What?
date
I didn't.
with the-
I did. Now that I know that he's, now that I know for sure that he's the one who tried to kidnap Hopper. Now I'm like, uh, 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 I didn't. Did I say that? Maybe don't tell Seth actually about this.
The thing is,
I
you
don't- I
told
think-
the other
I think-
people to tell Seth.
He wouldn't understand, you know.
At this point, you can see now in the distance, Torian and Max stood outside of a shoe shop.
All right, look, Hopper, we'll take care of the situation, but I think he's working with the pulsars, and he's going to try and sabotage our peace conference. Oh, by the way, the cyborgs have agreed to go to some sort of peace talks with the splicers. Now all we have to do is convince them.
Right now, they think something else because they pulled Seth away, and they believe you guys betrayed them. So now they're kind of like waiting on your arrival. Regardless.
Oh, well, then we got to get back as soon as possible.
Yeah. Seth
By the way-
doesn't seem very happy.
Ollie Rick, I think last time I asked for like a show of like some sort of gesture of good faith from the cyborg side to show to the splicers. Did they ever like give me anything?
I
Do you
don't
remember?
I don't think they're going to have anything to give you, because they're like, oh, the splicers are the ones who sent out the olive branch. Why should we have to give them something? We'll have the meeting and talk with them. That's good enough. We'll agree
Okay.
to the meeting that they wanted to have, that they are totally the ones who set up.
I think this is gonna end really bad because it seems like the situation is just getting worse.
Well, it's either this or I mean, worst case scenario, if all else fails, we'll just go back to killing each other.
Uh,
And so really, nothing will have changed. But if this works out, you know,
Trampy
we'll have-
doesn't really want to work with this Dr. Keith guy anymore, though.
if it makes you feel any better, I don't trust him either.
Well, you already know about the rock stuff. We need to take care of that as soon as possible. And then that will help with Trampy and his friends actually have a place to stay. And we need to work quickly before everything gets even worse. From the sounds of it, from what I walked into.
He already knows about the rock thing?
That's
That's right, the rock thing!
Like I said, you're all right near Max and what's his name? Torian. Their
How
name.
dare you
Sorry,
forget-
my brain failed because I saw the sexy art that Veneer drew. Let me just go ahead and show that on stream to give you a star point.
Thank you. I had to draw Mr. Steelson. I had to.
Look at that. Look at that handsome gent.
Is Father White?
What is going on with their forehead?
Don't worry about
It's
it.
a hat.
It's a hat.
It just looks
Because
like
I thought
it looks
Tell
like the hat looks great. It looks like the brim of the hat doesn't connect to the upper part of the hat, like the brim is broken and dangling.
don't worry about it. I quickly made this. It's not gonna be accurate.
Veneer the hat disagreed
fair.
with Veneer.
Listen, the hat was broken from Hopper. Don't worry about it.
Wait,
Yeah, I
so
kicked his ass.
does Barbara know about the rocks?
Yes.
Oh wait, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah,
Everyone
T-Dog and
knows.
Bubbles
And
told
you've
me about
all
it.
already placed one in the center of the city. I'm not gonna, for those of you in chat, I'm not gonna re-explain the whole rock quest. Watch the previous couple episodes. For those of you in the comments.
Cause yeah, if we just do this, I understand this already is conflicting with my moral compass too, but this feels like we're gonna be stuck in circles by this point. The rock thing is supposed to be the key to helping the people in the mountain, and definitely help Trampy everybody else.
I'm willing.
Hi, Max. Torian.
So Max and Torian,
Do we
you're all
reach
in
that
the
point?
scene now. Max,
So-
If you,
If I got this correctly, basically this peace deal is going for all for nothing because the splicers feel like that they're going to get betrayed. Am I
Yes.
getting this correct?
Yeah.
Then we need to change the splicers' mindset about this.
yes, but if you, Hopper is right. We did get the rocks in place, and if you ever want to just move on to the next rock, then I'm behind you all the way. What do you think, Torian? I say as I brush off a little bit of like dirt off his shoulder.
You take the lobster and just use it to brush him off.
Yes.
Them off, sorry.
Also, to reiterate, I'm gonna go ahead or to just show again. Here's the map of my very crudely drawn map of the cities. You need to get one rock in each of these 3 corner cities. That, if you're watching the stream, you can see them. So, you already got one in the red city of Bibble where the fighting is happening in the middle of the city, and now you gotta get the other 2.
It looks like a tomato.
Tomato City. It's the Bibble, also known as the Big Tomato.
There you go, big tomato.
Instead of the big. Okay.
What were you saying, Torian?
Torian? Jade?
Yeah, sorry, I'm completely blanking on what to say right now.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
What is Torian's thought on the whole peace treaty?
Oh, I think they would want to try to go through with it to hopefully end this as peacefully as possible, but
Alright.
also would want to try to help get the rocks set up.
Yee. So are you all heading back to the Splicer side now?
We're going to have no choice but to.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's from what Hopper said. It sounds like there's been a big misunderstanding.
Alright. So you all make your way towards the front lines of the battle in the central highway of the city. You begin to cross the highway, and as you start
a
to...
cockroach out of my way of the vent, be next to T-Dog again.
So you're gonna go through the vents to get back to T-Dog, separate from the rest of the group?
Yeah.
Alright.
I was like, I'm always been in the town. What are you guys talking about? I'm like you guys.
Then as you... Excuse me. As you start to make your way into like the no man's land on the edge of the highway, you move along for a little bit before you hear "Don't move," and you see a bunch of guns start to poke out from windows and over balconies and out of doorways as you're surrounded.
Oh yeah. I take off my my sunglasses. Don't shoot, friends.
We said don't move, or if you make another movement, we'll fire. Stick your hands up and continue forward.
Which is it? Don't move or move forward.
Put your hands up and continue forward.
All right. You don't need to shout at me.
And you move forward more, and soon you find yourself walking down the road as more people start to come out, and you're surrounded by a group of about 15 splicer soldiers armed with very nice, sleek black firearms that you're pretty sure are the ones they got for selling Hopper.
Gosh, I thought that Steelson guy was rude.
Mm-hmm. They lead you along, and they bring you to or you get brought all the way to the clinic, to Dr. Keith's clinic again. And then he steps out and he's like, well. And here I thought you were all ready to help end this war peacefully.
We got that peace deal set up.
Yeah, they've agreed to meet with you somewhere. I mean, granted, they think it's your idea, but I mean...
You set up a peace deal?
Correct. It's time to end this once and for all.
You really think that that negotiating with them is gonna get us anywhere?
That's the only way through any means of coordination and cooperation. I understand that you two have history, but it's important to put that history aside for the sake of both your people.
Yeah, I mean, what progress has years of fighting gotten you?
I had a plan to end this fight peacefully, and you just gave it to them. That EMP would have been the ace in the hole to finish this fighting.
That actually wouldn't have. You and I both know that wouldn't have. That would have only stirred more confusion, and that would have only caused...
It would have shut them down, and we would have been able to move in and end the fighting.
And what about the rest of them?
It wouldn't have killed them.
I don't know what's
Most of
happened, but
them.
I think the definition of peacefully has changed ever since I left.
It would have disarmed their weaponry. That is what it would have done.
It would have disabled their life support and all technology that they've learned to rely on.
That EMP would have killed most of them. Maybe
And
not all,
Torian.
but most of them. And that is only good enough reason that this fight would have never ended. So it's better to put up a peace deal and to put your differences aside. I understand that you both don't exactly like each other, but for the sake of both your people to continue to exist, you need to let go of this fucking war.
So, we are going to do a level 5 charm check. So...
I'm gonna throw in some star points in that.
Hang on real quick. So, this is a team action. I'm going to roll the 5 default dice. We then get another die from, Barbra being a splicer, but a disadvantage from Barbra being a cyborg.
I as well just not have mentioned anything. I will throw 2 stars.
Hang on, before stars are added, there's another advantage die from Seth being a Brain. From Max being a shadow touched. Torian, are you partaking in this roll? Torian? Oh, sorry. So I will say your addition. So your addition will add a bonus die, but also provide 2 disadvantage. Because you're a robot.
Then I don't think I will partake in this one.
Okay. I'm gonna add a bonus die because there's 2 people partaking within the roll. So that means it's 5, 6, 7, 8 dice are being rolled with 1 disadvantage applied. And you need to get 5 successes. So how many star points do the 2 of you want to add?
2.
I'm gonna add 4.
2. Are any of those going to be used to remove the disadvantage, or are they all being used to buy dice?
I would like to remove the disadvantage, since it's technically mine.
So you're adding 1 die and removing 1 disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay. And okay, you get exactly 5 successes.
Hey,
So let me remove the star points. There are 2 removed from Barbara. And then there are 4 removed from Max. Keith spends a long moment looking at you and he's like, fine. I'll go to this peace talk. But if it does not go well, the continuing bloodshed is on all of your hands.
fine, put it on us. But they are
Actually-
going to be...
I've just received news that the Pulsars will be involved, and somebody named Gregory Steelsons. They're going to try and sabotage the peace talks. We're gonna need to up security.
The Pulsars.
The Pulsars. They've been playing you this entire time just as they've been playing the cyborgs. They're the ones that benefit from your war.
It makes sense they would want to stop it. He seems to be thinking for a moment.
The cyborgs are going to offer in appeals for peace as an olive branch approach. They're going to give you guys some medicine in exchange.
Oh, that
I
is
think
what
it's
was
only-
negotiated.
Oh my god, thank you for remembering. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
star point for being the one to remember the thing that I forgot.
I'm gonna fight my cat.
So, yes, they're gonna send medicine.
In exchange of this medicine, I think it would be best if the splicers come up with something as a means to give to them to show in good faith that you want the peace talks to go through.
There's
This would also upset the pulsars as well.
Yes. Imagine what the two of you could accomplish if you two worked together against the Pulsars.
we can offer
They
some of
need
the
you
abundant food
more
that
than-
we've gotten through my genetic alteration.
That would work.
I give Dr. Keith a tentative smile.
Go release Seth from the prison cell. He turns to one of the soldiers and they nod and head off.
Oh, and tell them that I helped to get him out.
Alright. Let's head to this peace treaty. And with that, is there anything any of you want to do before we go to the peace treaty officially? Or the peace meeting?
Probably update Seth on the matter because I know they've been in prison, not knowing what's been happening.
He's
Yeah.
literally just been sitting there, probably like leaning back.
Uh,
Being
letting himself-
rage.
Yeah, he's in rage right now, but like he's holding back, you know? Like he's just the sounds of the metal against his claws can be fucking heard. Like looks like he's sharpening his fucking nails.
Yeah,
And so-
Sitting there.
Barbara
As-
was going to talk about that, but as soon as she hears his nails from the other end, she decides against it. She's like, he's probably still angry at me.
As everyone's gonna get filled in on the whole situation so that all 5
Go on.
of you, or all 6 counting T-Dog, know the whole situation that's going on. Just to make
Yes.
sure all characters are on the same page. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
Seth, when you hear the name, Gregory J. Steelsons, you are brought to a realization.
I don't think Barbara knows his middle name.
Well, he would
Gregory
have said
Steel-
his full name.
Yeah, he would have said Gregory J. Steelsons.
Oh god, I hate him even more.
And, we are going to, or, you know, we're going to have a little bit of a flashback scene here. So, we have the scene of it is a fringe planet that has like an upstart colony on it, a fertile planet that has been well terraformed and people are living on it. And at the edge of a town, there's a shipping warehouse that at one point had been used to bring goods to here for the construction of the settlements, but has since sort of fallen into disrepair. And just outside of it, a younger Seth, fully spliced up, with his body having a number of needle markers in the like along his back, and his like there's stretch marks on his arms, and sort of scar tissue around his claws. His transformation looking almost fresh and poorly done. And he makes his way into the warehouse where there's a collection of individuals wearing pulsar pins. And he massacres all of them, tearing them apart with his claws. And as he makes his way towards the top, and there's like more panic going on. You know, he starts to try and get into the main office that oversees the warehouse. And he can't, the door is blocked, and he hears from the other side, Steelson, do something about that fuck. What do you expect me to do? Kill him! And, you know, that's when you would look around, scale the wall with your claws, and go in through the vent in the top of the room to get in. And you would drop down onto the boss of the place, who is the drug dealer, and start just tear like that, because this building is being used as a place for dealing drugs, and you tear him apart with your hands, and you then look up at a young blonde guy who's just got a little bit of a goatee starting to grow on his chin, who holds up a gun in a shaky hand for a moment, pointing it at you. And covered in blood, you look at him for a long moment, and he drops the gun, unblocks the barricaded door, and runs. And then you turn and continue to slice up the man you're on.
Murder, murder, murder.
And then we cut back to the present.
Them Steelson you mean softballs? He has no ball steals.
His eyes underneath his mask just, and he just slowly turns to Barbra, and he's like, what was the name?
Mr. Steelson's. I don't think I caught the first name. I don't know him. Really. Honestly, I barely know the guy. Hey, would you like some wine?
He slowly walks up to her.
I feel like Torian should be like, Barbra went on a date with him.
Torian. We're friends. Sorry, don't let that influence your decision.
In my head, it's something that would funnily make sense for like the very matter-of-fact Torian.
Oh, because that's the last thing I told him. I mean, them.
Max is trying to do like a Jedi mind trick thing where he's like waving his arms around. It's like, you will let this influence your thinking. This will be what you say.
Well, either way, Seth is just gonna walk close. Just getting very close to Barbra. Even trying to make it look like he's going on eye level with her, making himself lower.
Kneeling slightly, getting eye face to face.
Yeah.
Oh, is he that tall?
He's
6 foot.
he's like a few inches taller than you.
Yeah. And he's just like, where? Where's Steelson?
Did he say where he was going?
He did not.
I don't know where he is right now. Probably somewhere at the cyborg base. But I know he will try to. I know he will try to stop the peace conference. He'll be there.
And where did you meet him? Like, I feel like there's like a smile underneath his mask right now.
I just need to show the GIF that was posted.
You can hear like the clinking of the wine glass as it's kind of shaking in her metal hand, as she's also holding a gigantic fucking lobster. He was just he was there at the side. I think he's at the cyborg base. That's where
He's gonna grab her face like underneath her chin with his claws. bring him close, and he's like, "Where?" Like in the very, like you can tell the tone he is. This is serious. This shit's serious.
Kind of as like a secondary instinct, the wine bottle shatters into pieces as her robotic like knife hand like comes out.
Robo boner.
More like a defense mechanism.
What, you don't
Where,
like big
Barbra?
scary boogeyman holding you gently by your chin while looking you in the eye?
It's not gentle. Those claws are massive, dude.
Listen, I'd let Seth drag his claws across my body.
I know you would. Anyway.
I told you. It's at.
You're not being specific, Barbra. Just tell me where.
Please.
I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to know.
I had a date with him.
Let's go. Any sense, I'm sure. You know, remember the location that you were with him on this date.
It was at fuck, what's it called? I gotta remember what it's called.
Limp Biscuits or some
Limp
shit
Biscuits.
like that.
It was Limp Biscuits.
Limbiskis.
Limbisky's crab shack.
Yeah.
He just is silent for a moment. And then, like, it's a bit like a tone shift. And he's just like, okay. Messes with her hair and walks off. Like, goes back to the group. Like, as if nothing happened, but also he's still kind of he's really pissed right now.
I'm gonna give both you a star point.
Fun times.
Oh, great. How am I supposed to DM while erect?
Bubbles stands here with violence.
Throws his hands like, anyway, let's go to that conference thing that you guys talking about, right?
Do you all want to go
let's
there
do
with
that.
Dr. Keith, or do you want to go there before?
Barbara's
I
a little bit catatonic right now.
I say we should go before, or Max at least is going to go before, knowing the pulsars are going to try and pulse them.
Alright. So you're all gonna make your way... Are you all gonna follow Max there early?
Wait, are we doing it right now?
Yeah.
Or has like some time? Okay.
Oh, well, you guys have a little bit of
Tell me what
downtime
to
if
do.
there's anything any of you really need to or want to do.
Barbara's still in a catatonic state.
Seth is now interested in seeing Mr. Steelson.
The coward, the last thing Seth remembers.
Mr. Steelson. I can't believe I gave Barbara trauma, crazy.
You gave Barbara very mixed emotions.
Yeah.
She's got a fear boner.
My cat
He's
is on my
terrible.
arm.
He's terrifying, man. But is there
It's
anyone
sleeping.
else that needs to do anything, or we can get...
No, Bubbles exists because Bubble has to stay as Bubbles. Bubbles cannot do anything that makes them be too familiar with the party.
I mean, you can just start walking around with the party and be fine.
Yeah. Lucia, I need my arm.
Alright. So nobody wants to go shopping or anything?
No.
No.
I cannot do anything that will warrant me arrest again.
So, you all make your way to the center of the city where the statue of the probably once important person stands. Tucked under their arm is the big rock that you all brought there.
Yes.
Is there anything any of you want to do now that you're here, or are you just gonna lounge and wait for the meeting to start?
I go to Dr. Keith and I talk about how
Oh.
we need to set up maybe
Oh, I thought
a
you went here
perimeter.
before Dr. Keith.
Oh. I didn't say that.
Because Max wanted to go here before Dr. Keith.
I'm tempted to go there before Dr. Keith, but I feel like I'm gonna die, so I'm not gonna do that.
So Max is going
Oh,
early.
you know what?
Okay.
I think some of us should.
Who wants to
Some
go
of us
there
should
early?
go there early.
Who?
Some people should stay with the splicers, and some others should go to the cyborgs
Okay.
beforehand.
So where does everybody want to go initially?
Max is gonna go there early because he's gonna look for, sniping spots and other places the pulsars might be hiding out.
Okay.
I wanna go there just to find Mr. Steelson.
All right, I will go to the cyborgs then, and I will try to warn them of the pulsar interference, and that maybe they should set up like a perimeter, a security perimeter around, and to let them know that the splicers will also have their own.
All right. Where's everybody else going? Or where are Torian and Hopper going?
I think Torian will join Barbara going to the cyborgs.
Okay. And Hopper/Bubbles?
Hopper cannot really go anywhere other than stay here with T-Dog and just looks to T-Dog as like...
So you guys are gonna hang out in the general vicinity of Keith.
Well, it's like, we really need to put these stones in place soon, hopefully.
I mean, we're gonna have to jump. Either way, we're gonna have to walk all the way back to or was it New Athens or New Troy?
New Athens.
New Athens. Yeah, my brain. We're
New
gonna have to-
Troythans.
We are in New Detroit. I don't understand what you're
You're in
talking about.
Bibble.
No, we're in Detroit.
We'll have to walk back to New Athens in order to get the ship to fly to locations. We'll also need to get hazmat suits for all my hundreds of family.
Well, well, hopefully with the storm, it could be possible for,
Oh yeah, if we just
for
clear
the
the
guy to
storm.
visit.
If we clear
Yeah,
the
that's why we
storm,
need to put the stones in.
You're right.
That's what the purpose of the stones.
Alright. And so, with that, you guys are there. Let's follow the group who goes to the statue early first. So you guys go there.
Well, Hopper wants to go to the statue. Hopper.
Okay, so you guys are going to the statue with Max and Seth.
Yes.
Yeah, and T-Dog's gonna follow.
Oh,
So, you guys head there a little early. Is there anything you all want to do, or are you all just gonna hang out here for a while?
Well, I mean, like, I know for me, I want to look for Steelson's.
Alright.
So, I think he's gonna do like a little bit of investigation of the restaurant that he went that they.
You
like-
cannot get to that restaurant because it's deep in cyborg territory.
Shit, you're right. So I guess
which
I'll
is,
just
I
wait.
told you.
Listen, he was, I don't know, brain.
So, what are you all gonna do at the statue?
And Max is gonna look for any hidden surprises.
So you're gonna investigate the area. What's everyone else gonna do?
What's you right there? Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my phone.
I guess I'm also gonna help investigate the areas as well, just in
Alright.
case.
And what are you gonna do, Hooper?
I'm gonna lay low and prepare for a jump on the jumper.
Okay. So you're just prepping for fight.
Prepping to beat the crap out of Father White, yes.
Okay, so for the 2 investigating, I'm rolling 5 dice plus a bonus 1 because you're doing a team action. Do any of you have any investigation skills?
I don't, but I have extra eyes. I don't know if that will help.
Sure, I'll give you 1 extra die because of that.
Yes.
I think because of Max's experience with war and being hunted and all that stuff, it's
Do you
kind of
specifically
given
have a skill for this?
him- Not dedicated, no.
Okay. So this is gonna be one of those the higher you roll, the better results situations. Are any of you gonna spend any star points?
No.
I'll throw in a star point.
All right. You
Is
got
this specifically for the people who are there at
yes.
Okay.
You got 3 successes and 2 dice breaks, resulting in 1 success. Does anybody want to spend star points to get rid of the dice breaks?
You know what? I'll spend a star point on getting rid of the dice break.
It would take 2 to get rid of both.
Okay.
All right.
I got enough.
That brings your total now to 3 successes.
Yes.
Do any of you want to spend star points to increase your success amount? It would you could roll for 2 star points. You can roll another die, essentially. Or are y'all happy with 3? Which is a above average result.
I would say I'm fine with 3.
Alright. So as you guys sort of poke around the area trying to look for, you know, signs of anything, Seth, through your peripheral vision of your extra eyes, you notice the rock in the arm is violently shaking.
Pause this.
The rock in the statue.
Just gonna like look around, to check, like in the behind or whatever, because he is seeing it moving, so he's just like on alert right
Examining the statue more closely.
now. Yes.
Let's check if it has Parkinson's.
You realize underneath. No, that's okay. In a vent by the statue, you see a light, and you get down and look, and yep, that's a bomb planted underneath the statue.
He's gonna look at the others like, hey, come over here.
Hopper goes over.
Bomb?
What is it?
There's a bomb right here.
What?
It's the new Francis Ford Coppola movie.
Look. Right there. He's pointing.
Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna try to deactivate it.
Alright. So
I have hacking.
here's how deactivating the bomb is gonna work.
I have hacking.
If you get a crit
minigame.
fail, it will detonate. If you get a normal failure, it will begin to tick down. If you succeed, you disarm it.
I should probably help Hopper then, because I do have a maintenance skill.
Disarming the bomb is a level 3 check.
You know,
I have
I don't
hack-
like that there's a critical failure, but there's no critical success.
There is. If you get double the amount of successes you need, you get crit successes. So, for example,
What
this is a
happens
level
then?
3 challenge, so if you get 6 successes, you will crit success.
Which means we just deactivated the bomb. It's easy.
If you deactivate the bomb with a crit success, you disarm it in a way where you could easily reactivate it whenever you want.
Nice.
Whereas a normal success is it's deactivated and disarmed.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. So, you said you have a skill in tech, Hopper?
Hacking.
So you're gonna try and tackle it from the coding end, and Max, you want to help and tackle it from a mechanical end.
Correct. I do have that skill.
All right.
Maintenance.
It's a level 3 challenge. Do any of you want to spend star points?
I'll
I
throw in star point.
All
I'll
right.
throw in 2 star points.
I can't really do much, so unfortunately.
Your eyes.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could do is like look around right now.
You got 6 successes and 1 dice break. So that means 5 successes total. You are passing, but if one of you spend a single star point, you'll also get to take the bomb and keep it.
Yeah, throw in one more star point for me.
Alright, so you disarm the bomb in a way where you could easily turn it back on whenever you wish.
Hey, I think I got it. That was the coding. It's fully shut down.
Alright.
Everything good on your side, Max?
I didn't run into any hiccups.
The bomb...
And
Sorry, in size, it's about, like 8 inches by 5 inches by 4 inches.
Damn, the size of my size of my skull, bro.
The size of my cock!
So in other
No.
words, basically like a C4 kind of package thing.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
If this blew up, it would have almost certainly destroyed the statue and potentially the rock in its arms.
Uh-huh. That would have been bad. Oh,
Thank God I caught it.
yeah. Whew. Okay. Well, the bomb is disarmed, and Max managed to pull it out without tearing it. Nice.
We should also check for other places as well if there's any other bombs.
I think this is the only thing that's iconic, though. That's actually well obscured.
Seth has a point. The pulsars could have another plan in place.
Mm.
If you find one, there could be more.
Trampy, can you hold on to this bomb?
Got it. He takes it and tucks it into his shirt, leaving a very obvious bulge over one of his pecs.
Oh no.
Okay, I guess you guys have better eyes of detecting things than I do.
And so, you all spend some more time scouring the area, and meanwhile, we're gonna cut over to Barbra and Torian.
As we're walking to the cyborg side, I put on my sunglasses again, and I start speaking with Torian. I tell them, Torian?
Yes.
I just want to thank you for coming with me and for helping me through all this. I mean, before I met you, I didn't really have any friends. And, you know, since I met you, I have all these new people in my life. And it's been a while, so I appreciate it. And I also appreciate you not ratting me out to Seth. I don't think he likes me.
I'm very happy to be your friend, Barbra. And I will admit, I do find it a bit surprising that you had such trouble making friends before, given how naturally charismatic and great at conversation you are and appear to be. And based on what I've seen about Seth, I don't know or believe that he truly hates you. It appears that he has a lot to work through, as we all do, in a sense, I suppose. But I'm happy to help him where I can, but of the people in our group, my allegiance will always stand first with you.
Barbara's eyes kind of well up with tears as she gives their pinky, which is very big, like a squeeze.
Cool.
Very cute.
As you all start to enter Arachnus' research lab, you walk in and you can see, oh, there's the pulsars in steel. Steelson is getting handed his gun back from Arachnus, and you can see it now has a second barrel on it.
Oh no.
And a second trigger.
He's angry at me now, for sure.
Thank you very much, young lady. Don't try and charm me. Of course. Sorry. And he turns and looks and sees you too. Surprised to see you're still here. I figured you'd be heading off to Athens.
Well, had you been more interested in my life and not talking so much about yourself, you would have gotten to know me better. And you'd know I don't run from a commitment. I wave up to Arachnus and I go, "Hi."
Some people are
Orion
like a
waves
raging
too.
hurricane, and he's gonna start walking out of the room.
"Oh, are you still here?"
Arachnus looks, she's like, are you coming to help escort me to the peace treaty?
Yes, and I've told Dr. Keith that you are willing to give the talk a try.
Some people cyborgs start walking in carrying what looks like a large metal backpack and start to put it on Arachnus. Yes, we
What's
will
that?
see how this talk goes. Oh, no need to worry what this is for.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just naturally curious. I am really into engineering stuff like this.
It's a power supply to help keep my cybernetics powered after I disconnect from the grid. One
Oh, I
moment,
see.
please. And one of them pulls the wire that's plugged into the back of her head out, and her whole body goes limp. And then they plug a cable from the backpack into her head, and she goes back up.
Are you okay?
Oh yes, I'm fine. Now,
Oh,
let's
gosh.
stretch my limbs, eh? And she starts walking out on the big ball of limbs.
Do other cyborgs like get an oil can and start oiling her joints like the Tin Man?
Rubbing the old lady down in oil.
Yes, the topical oils.
Yes, rub my joints. Yes, good. Yes, don't forget the left side. I
is
always
there-
manage to use that.
Is there
Lower,
anything else you want to
lower.
mention to
Too
her?
low. Lower.
Is there anything else to
are there-
mention to her before you
Are there
guys
any
go?
pulsars in the room?
No.
Okay. One more thing.
Yes, the pulsars are likely to try and sabotage the meeting. I'm no fool, you know.
Oh,
I give a sigh of relief.
This is going
I'm
to
really
be
glad to hear that.
Alright.
But I am still concerned.
This war will
And
be
that-
incredibly has been incredibly financially beneficial for them. It is. I honestly had a suspicion that they've been dealing to both sides for a while now, but either way, it is beneficial for us to keep buying. I've already located the optimal sniping points at which they would try and position people to try and disrupt the meeting and set up guards in those areas.
Okay. The splicers will be setting up a security detail around the perimeter. I suggest that
We
you
do
work
the
in tandem
same,
with them and
yes.
do the same. Exactly. Oh my god, we're finishing each other's sentences. Anyways,
Also, young lady,
and I'm
she
sure-
crawls right up to you. You may wish to get your eyes checked. And she's gonna walk by you.
I feel like Barbara's heart went to their ass.
You still have the sunglasses on when she says that.
ma'am?
Yes.
How long have you known?
Oh. I'm sure you're smart enough to know that this is about more than petty racial squabbles. And she walks out of the room.
All of the good faith that I had in her is been extremely shaken.
And so, with that, we have been going for a hot minute. And I know some of you had a limit on how late you could stay up. Do we want to wrap up there and do the peace talk next time? Or do we want to press on?
I prefer wrapping up because I have work tomorrow.
Okay. So, next time we're going to open
Yeah.
up with the peace talk beginning proper.
We have a bomb to our advantage, though.
Yee.
Yes, but she knew all along. Which means she's also...
Yeah, I'll let you stew on that. I hope you've all been so I hope everybody watching has been enjoying this episode of Shadow Space. Be sure to come back the week after next for more. End cards will be appearing momentarily. Click once to continue watching. Love all you very, very much, and ta-ta for now!
Ta-ta.
Yeah.
Bye.